Hi, it's David Ask the Electrician, and today our video is going to be about GFCI outlets, in particular with the GFCI outlets in older homes with old wiring. Now we know that ground fault protection is required in several areas of the home, including the kitchen, the bathroom, the garage, and outdoor areas. Basically any area that has moisture, water, where you come in contact with a grounded surface. But what happens if you have an older home without a ground wire that leads to the outlet box? Well, I was recently called out to an older home that they wanted me to check the electrical wiring at. And so I go for all the safety areas first, and so I headed to the bathroom to look to see if there was GFCI protection. I noticed a duplex receptacle that was grounded, so it had a ground prong. So I'm curious, is this really a grounded receptacle? So I took my analog voltage tester, tested it to see if it's energized, and it was. And then I took a reading between the hot prong of the outlet and the ground prong of the outlet, and there was no reading. So that told me, whoop, we've got something wrong with the wiring. So I decided to open up the outlet box, pull back on the wiring and see what is really going on. And first thing I notice is that we've got some really old wiring. And next I notice we don't have a ground wire at all. In fact, there's nothing hooked up. There's not even a jumper wire that goes from the outlet to the metal outlet box. So that tells me there wasn't even a ground wire installed with the original electrical wiring. Now I wanted to check to see if I had a ground source in that bathroom. So I checked with my voltage tester to the faucet to see if it was actually plumbed with copper pipe or metallic pipe. And sure enough, I've got a reading. So I know I've got a good grounded source in the bathroom. Next, I wanted to actually check the wiring, the circuit wiring that leads into the outlet box, to make sure that the polarity is right. The older wires, they're not quite knob and tube wires, but it's cloth covered wiring, cloth insulation that is really old, starting to kind of fall apart a little bit. And so once I double checked the polarity of those wires to make sure I know which one is hot and which one is neutral, I identified those with the right kind of electrical tape, white on the neutral, black on the hot lead. And since we know that we need GFCI protection in the bathroom area, even though this is an older home, the National Electrical Code allows us to install a GFCI outlet to provide ground fault protection. So I de-energized the circuit, turned it off, and installed a standard ground fault receptacle. So we see that we've only got two wires coming into that outlet box. So we go ahead and connect those two wires onto the line side of the GFI outlet. The yellow tape covers up the area on the GFCI outlet, which is for the load side, and that would be for wiring that continues on through the circuit that we need to protect for GFCI, but in this case we don't have that. So I install the GFCI outlet, put the cover plate on, energize the outlet, and again use my analog tester to check to make sure that we have power and that I can trip out the GFCI outlet. Using one of my test leads into the power probe, the hot side of the GFCI outlet, and then going ahead with the other lead on my tester and just touching it to the grounded faucet, that's enough of a path to ground that will trip out that GFCI outlet. Now, in order to use the GFCI outlet in older homes that do not have a ground wire, the requirement is that you do put a label in place that says no equipment ground. So this lets people know that even if you've got a 3-wire grounded appliance that you're going to be plugging into it, that there really is not a ground path back to the panel, but the GFCI will still sense a ground fault and will trip out and protect the person against electric shock. So we've checked the bathroom, so now we're going to continue into the kitchen area, another area that's required to have ground fault protection. Take the cover plate off the receptacle, and I decided to pull it out and inspect the wiring. Well, worst of all, than the original one in the bathroom, we see that there is a jumper wire that's been installed from the neutral wire side of the receptacle to the ground wire. This is an illegal jumper wire. They call it a bootleg ground in some cases, and it's illegal. And the reason why is because the neutral side of the circuit will have voltage on it, and that's actually jumpering that neutral wire and the voltage condition over to the ground side of that receptacle. Therefore, anything that's plugged into that receptacle actually has voltage on that ground prong. Depending on the load and what's going on with that particular circuit, you could have potential voltage that could damage electronic circuit and could actually produce an electric shock. So it's just the opposite of what we really want to accomplish as far as GFCI protection. So this is highly illegal. So what we want to do is power down the circuit, take off the jumper, remove the receptacle, and install a ground fault protected outlet. So again, we go ahead, we've only got 2 wires coming into this outlet box. We're going to attach those to the line side of the GFCI outlet. We have our labels that we're going to mark this with once we install it. We check the polarity on this receptacle circuit to make sure we understand which one is actually the hot and the neutral wire. We mark those correctly. We reinstall the GFCI outlet and we energize it. We put the label on the cover plate and then I test it out, of course. So we continue on throughout the home and get to another area where we have a switch on one side. This is by another vanity, I believe it was in a bathroom area. We have a duplex receptacle that appears to be grounded again. So we decide to go ahead and open that receptacle up, take a look, and sure enough, we've got another bootleg ground. And this is in a bathroom area. So this is even worse than in the kitchen area because you're immediately on grounded surface area where the faucet is, the drain, bathtub, and everything. So we go through the same procedure. In this case, we've got 2 pairs of wires coming in. I don't know what the wiring is feeding out to, so I'm just going to protect this one location and place both pairs of wires in the appropriate line side of this GFCI receptacle. In this case, I've got white wires and black wires, so there has been some type of an upgrade wiring in the past. And so I have attached those appropriately to the silver screw for the neutral, the white neutral wires, and the brass screw for the black hot wires of the circuit. We get those installed, we put the receptacle, the GFCI receptacle, back in place, and then we go ahead and we test this outlet to make sure we have a GFCI protected outlet. We sure do. I tested to the faucet in that bathroom there, put the label in place on the receptacle, and travel throughout the house again. Now this time we're in another location of the house. In this case, it's another part of the kitchen where we should be having GFCI protection. And we see again that there's an outlet. There has been an updated wiring that's been installed, and the ground wire is there, but it's been cut short and it has not been attached to this duplex receptacle. So of course we go through the same procedure, de-energize the circuit, take off the receptacle entirely, and then wire up a new GFCI receptacle. We only have 2 wires coming in. The ground wire did not test positive as far as being actually a ground wire, so we're not even going to connect it, but I'm not going to cut it back all the way in case there's wiring upgrades in the near future at the home. Attach those two wires to the line side of the GFCI. Put the GFCI in place. Put the labeled cover plate on and test it to make sure that we actually do have ground fault protection. In this case, I check it to the oven and it is grounded, and so we get a tripped GFCI when I use my analog tester. Another place that's really good to check as a grounded surface, and especially in the kitchen area and the bathrooms, are the drains. In most cases, if it's an older home, you do have metallic conduit in place for the drain. And the faucet, of course, in the older homes, they didn't have PEX pipe or plastic PVC pipe. So they're a really good area to check as a ground source when you're checking for a ground, or if you're checking polarity of an old two-wire wired system in an older home. So with this video, we see that we've corrected at least 3 outlets. We've identified jumper wires which are illegal, bootleg jumpers that come off the neutral to the ground wire. And we've made those corrections. And we continue on through the house, and if we identify that there is a grounded duplex receptacle in the area that is not required to have GFCI protection, we just simply reinstall a 2-wire receptacle, an ungrounded receptacle, and these are still available to purchase. But you have got to pull out the existing receptacle and examine the wiring to see if it actually has a ground wire or not. So this concludes this video about GFCI protection in older homes where they don't have a ground wire out to the receptacle outlets. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel to see more electrical wiring videos. Come on by asktheelectrician.com for more information and to learn more about home electrical wiring. And give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.